Okay, imagine this. You're an airport security officer in Bangkok, Thailand. It's a busy summer's day in 2010. You're sitting there watching bags going through the giant X-ray scanner. It's boring until you see this. There's a suitcase on the screen that appears somewhat unusual. You can see clothes, some random items, and then, right in the middle, there's this big lump. It's shaped like an animal, and in most cases, you would just think it's a kid's toy. But the X-ray scanner actually shows the outline of the animal's bones. Now, this is Thailand, so yeah, people sometimes bring strange stuff in their luggage. But this is next level. And here's where it gets even stranger. The security officers notice movement inside the suitcase. Security's like, okay, what the hell is this? They flag the suitcase and call over customs. The owner, a 31-year-old Thai woman named Piyawan Palasarn. She's checking in for a flight from Bangkok to Tehran in Iran. Everything seems completely normal until officers unzip her suitcase. Inside, hidden between some stuffed animals like plush tigers and cats, there's something that's not a toy. Lying there is a real-life tiger cub, about 2 months old. Its fur's all ruffled, eyes half shut, clearly drugged so it wouldn't move or make any noise. Like, imagine the stupidity it takes to try that. We're not talking taking a water bottle through security. We're talking about trying to smuggle a literal wild predator through security in a suitcase. Authorities pull the cub out and immediately realize two things. One, it's alive, but in bad shape, probably dehydrated and sedated. 2, this is now a full-on wildlife trafficking case, not some random pet smuggling. See, tigers are protected as an endangered species. That means you cannot buy, sell, or move them across borders unless you're a licensed zoo or sanctuary. And even then, it's a mountain of paperwork. Why the hell was this woman trying to get a tiger cub into Iran? The obvious answer, money. On the black market, exotic animals like tigers can sell for thousands of dollars. Reports at the time suggested a cub like this could go for around $3,000 or more in certain parts of the Middle East, where keeping a wild animal is sometimes a status symbol. Now, this wasn't just, hey, I found a tiger, let's go to the airport. Experts think this cub was likely bred in captivity, specifically for sale. In Southeast Asia, shady facilities are posing as tiger farms or zoos that actually breed and sell cubs illegally. Once they're big enough to be dangerous or too costly to feed, they're often killed for their body parts, which are sold for use in traditional medicines or as trophies. The tiger cub was rushed to Thailand's Department of National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation. Vets there said it was severely dehydrated and sedated with unknown drugs. They had to carefully rehydrate it, get it on a proper diet, and monitor its health 24/7 for the first few days. Thankfully, after treatment, the cub started recovering. In the meantime, Piyawan was arrested on the spot and faced charges under Thailand's wildlife protection laws. If convicted, she'd be looking at prison time and heavy fines. Wildlife smuggling is one of the world's biggest illegal trades, right up there with drugs and weapons. We're talking billions of dollars a year. Airports are a major pipeline because, believe it or not, people try this all the time. Not always with tigers, but with rare birds, reptiles, primates, you name it. What makes this case even more wild is the timeline. This happened in August of 2010, but Thailand had been dealing with a rise in tiger trafficking for years. Just a year before, in 2009, officers busted a smuggling ring, moving tiger carcasses and bones into Vietnam and China. And only a few years later, Thailand's infamous Tiger Temple would be raided, exposing an even even bigger illegal trade. This cub was instead placed in a wildlife rescue centre where it could grow in safety. Sadly, tigers raised in captivity cannot be released into the wild because they lack their survival skills. And here's something people do not talk about enough. Tiger cubs are adorable for a few months. Then they grow into 300-pound apex predators with massive teeth and claws. That's why a lot of so-called pet tigers end up being abandoned or killed because they're too dangerous to handle. So what happened to the Thai woman who tried to smuggle the cub? Thai news reports stated she was charged and facing a sentence that carries up to 4 years in prison and a fine of up to about $1,300 at the time. This case also put pressure on Thailand to tighten its airport wildlife and train more officers in spotting smuggling tricks. The thing that sticks with me about this story is the image of the x-ray. Imagine being that security officer scanning that bag, seeing a live animal on your screen. It's creepy, surreal, and absolutely heartbreaking when you remember it's a baby tiger in there. If you saw this in a movie, you'd laugh and say, no one would be dumb enough to try that, and yet here we are. Someone managed to try to prove us wrong. There are only about 4,000 to 5,000 tigers left in the wild in the world today. Every single one of them matters. So yeah, next time you're in an airport security line, bored out of your mind, remember, somewhere in Bangkok in 2010, a sleepy little tiger cub was lying in a suitcase surrounded by toys, on its way to becoming one of the strangest smuggling stories in history, all because some horrible Thai woman wanted some extra cash. Absolutely vile, and personally, I don't think her sentence was even close to being enough.